Hey everybody. This video is another update in the garden, and I finally got my tires and everything laid where I want them for my new beds. So this is me making the soil. So what you see right here is eco scraps, compost. I'm just gonna rip this bag open, and basically what I'm gonna show you is what I actually put in the tires to grow my plants in. Now you don't have to do exactly how I'm doing. I'm just kind of doing this as an example of, and also showing what I do specifically. I don't use the same thing every single time, but I try to you know, use what I can that's the best. Really, I prefer to use my own worm castings from my worm farm or vermicompost. But I ran out. I didn't have enough. This bag right here is a bag of aerate, and what's in it is bark fines and gypsum. And these bags of stuff that I got at Walmart. If you catch Walmart, like right as the growing season is about to be over, like around September, October, even on through December, they'll mark all this stuff down. This stuff is usually like $4 or $5 a bag. I got all of it for $1 a bag, and then that way I'm able to, you know, save quite a bit. It's not that bad when it's $1 a bag. You know, you buy 10 bags of this, 10 bags of that, you're only in $20, but you got a lot of planting material. This here is made by Miracle Grow. It's Nature's Care, really good compost. This is compost as well. The Eco Scraps is compost as well. So basically, so far I have 2 bags of compost and 1 bag of the aerate, which is bark fines and gypsum. And that bark will break down. It'll compost down. I think I like adding the aerate because it seems like I end up with more earthworms in here. Like at the end of the season when I get ready to pull my plants, I'll notice a lot more earthworms in there, and those are always beneficial to the soil and to the plants. So I'm dumping all that out, and I want to mention to you that when you dump this stuff out, it's really wet. If you notice, it's really wet and kind of clumped together. And inside your bag, you're going to notice there's a lot of like compost like stuck to the bag. Like that right there is charcoal. I'm just going to dump that in. All that stuff in the bag, don't throw your bags away. Rinse those bags out, because when you rinse those bags out, you can get a nice compost tea out of it. That what you see with me pouring in there now is cocoa coir. I use the cocoa coir because I'm down here in the south where it's really hot. I need this to hold as much moisture as possible. So I also want it to be as fluffy as possible. That cocoa coir is very, very fluffy. It doesn't really like to compact. Even when it's wet, it doesn't like compact down into a brick. Sometimes compost can compact down, not as bad as just regular dirt or soil, but this tends to keep my mix really light so the roots don't have to fight to get through. But like I was saying a few minutes ago, yeah, rinse those bags out, or better yet, put water in a bucket. Take your compost bags and stuff and put them down in the water and agitate them and rinse all that compost out of there, because a lot of people are, going to go get, that's a piece of ceramic tile. I have no idea where that came from, but that was just in there. Anyway, but yeah, rinse that out so you can get that good compost tea. Don't throw away those good nutrients that are, stuck to that bag. That's exactly what I did with all of my bags that I used, and I used about, I want to say 12 bags so far. I still have some more beds left to make, actually. But I ended up with a lot of gallons of nice, rich compost tea that I can pour on my plants and get the nutrition out of that. Because, like I said, when you pay for something, get it all out. Don't just throw it away. And here you just see me mixing this. This is the little garden, what they used to call this, the garden weasel or something, but they call it a garden tiller now. That's what's written on the side. But yeah, I'm just mixing this up best I can, and you'll see me reaching in along the sides, making sure I get all the cocoa coir that's under the lip of that tire. And now you can see it's not as reddish brown anymore. Like it's more a darker color. You can tell it's mixed in really good. So once again, what I had in here was 2 bags of compost, 1 bag of aerate, which is bark fines and gypsum, and 1 5-gallon bucket of charcoal, and 1 5-gallon bucket of cocoa coir. So that's what I put in here. You'll notice it's not full all the way up to the top. That's intentional. If you fill these all the way up to the top, you'll find when you mix them, it's wasting all over the ground. Out, as you're mixing, it's like falling over the side of the tire or falling off onto the ground. Also, I leave a little bit of space at the top because once my plants get a little bigger, I like to mulch them. That helps to hold in the optimum moisture, because like I said, I'm down here in the south. It gets routinely over 100 degrees. Sometimes it's 105. We've even had 110 days sometimes, and the humidity is ridiculous. But if I leave room to put mulch in there, and what I use is mulch. I don't purchase mulch. I just use, I have trees all over. I just use oak leaves. That's what I end up using, or pine straw. I have a pine tree, and I have a huge pile of pine straw right now. So I have no need to go buy mulch. That's free mulch. But if you're looking for something to mulch, if you mow your yard and you use grass clippings, use anything that'll break down into your bed. So that's what I use, and you see I got it mixed up there. Wasn't that difficult. Hardest part was just pouring all the heavy bags in there. Now this is the same bed. I ended up moving all of my kale, collard greens, cabbage collards, chard, mustard greens, as well as the what is it burpee? Yeah, what Burpees calls stir fry broccoli, which I believe is actually either baby broccoli or it's broccoli rabe. It's one of the two. I don't know which one it is yet, but I ended up moving all of these to new beds. Here's where they were planted. I doubled those tires up and filled those up. So now I have a double tire there, and what I'm going to plant in those, I'm going to do some companion planting, where I'm going to do 3 sisters, which is corn. I'm going to do beans. I have some pinto beans, and I'm also going to do, I have some squash. There are my plants that I was doing in my charcoal comparison. You can see they're starting to get little heads in them. Once again, they're calling this stir fry broccoli. These are the same type of plant in the other ones. This is supposed to be stir fry broccoli. Like I said, I don't know. We'll see when it gets a little bigger what it does. These are my elephant garlic. There's a new one coming up right there. I got a little bit of clover and some little weeds in there. And I think right here I'm showing how thick that stem is on those. I tried to weed this just a little bit, but I didn't want to get too carried away on camera and get like OCD. Oh wow, that leaf is like really covering the lens perfectly. But anyway, this one also is elephant garlic as well. That's a new one coming up. There's still one in there that hasn't popped up yet. I'm not sure why. Elephant garlic takes a long time to come up in comparison to regular garlic. And then let's see here. Over here, this is where I had tomatoes last year, and I had a tomato fall, and all of the seeds germinated. So those are volunteer tomatoes. I'm going to scoop those out of there and separate them because they look really healthy. Celery and garlic and those as well, looking fine. This is I'm showing my orange tree and all the beautiful blossoms it has on it, and it smells absolutely wonderful. The day I filmed this was really rainy, but usually there are bees everywhere. This is my parsley and little herbs. That's my little juniper bonsai. It's still doing really good. It's actually putting on new growth at the tips. This is my pear tree. A lot of new leaves on it. And then up here towards the top, you'll see there are some blossoms there. I think I may actually get some pears out of that this year, maybe like 2 or 3, which is fine with me. This is a pear tree as well. Lots of leaves, no blossoms, unfortunately. You won't get any pears out of that, doesn't look like. These are peach trees. So I got beautiful pink blossoms budding out on these. And I'm happy with that because I actually have more blossoms this year than I did last year, and I got 3 peaches out of one tree last year. Each one of these trees has blossoms on it, and more are budding out. So hopefully I get more than 3 peaches this year. This is my fig trees. They always do what they do. You know, I don't even have to do anything to them really. The first years I had them, I didn't even fertilize them. As a matter of fact, there's a fig there. But you can see how pretty and green they are. But this year, I did put charcoal on them. These are some just radishes. I threw out some old radish seeds, and 3 of them germinated. So I guess I'll have three radishes. Looks like they're actually growing pretty quick. Those have only been out there like a week. These are carrots. All this, the little green you see amongst the oak leaves, those are carrots there. That's garlic, more garlic. Then over here, oh, down in here, this I had some purple potatoes, and the eyes were popping out on them. They were trying to bud, so I went ahead and threw them in the ground. So I have some in both of these, and the reason why the dirt's so low is I'm going to hill them up as they grow. These are sugar snaps. I think these are the sugar daddies. Yeah, the sugar daddies. And so I have quite a few planted in the tire. It's a lot of them in there, but they look beautiful. If I need to, pull some because there's too many, I will. That other thing was garlic. This is my blueberry again. Sorry, it's so hard to see amongst all the other green and stuff, but those little white, pinkish white things, those are blueberry blooms, and I have quite a few of them. So I guess maybe I'll get some berries this year. I'm kind of excited for that. So yeah, the blueberries looking good. Seems to like its surroundings. And one more shot of the sweet peas. And I have that cage there so they can grab that cage and grab onto themselves and climb up. Now, last but not least, the seedlings. So this is this here is squash. I think that's spaghetti squash. I think that's spaghetti squash. I planted in that one. And then there's corn behind it. That's what's right there. It looks like grass. It's getting nice and tall. It's getting ready to come out of there. That's another type of squash. That back there is butternut squash. There's something green. I can't even remember what that is, but there's only one of them. Nothing in there, but looks like mycelium of some sort. But no seeds are germinating, so oh well. Back there, that whole box is nothing but tomatoes. It's way too many. But what I'm going to do is separate them out, and I have some people that want tomato plants. That is a ground cherry, if I'm not mistaken. I had all those seeds and one came up. That one's peppers. That one's tomatoes. This one is more peppers. That's peppers or tomatoes, one of the two. And nothing really in these other ones. These other ones are seeds that they take longer to germinate. For instance, in this pot, actually those are germinating. I have pinto beans in there. So I planted a few pinto beans and they're actually starting to come up there. So those would be my beans that I do with the Three Sisters. And hopefully I can dry enough pinto beans where I won't have to buy anymore. Down here, like I said, things that take longer to come up. These are peppers that are coming up right here. Those are, if I'm not mistaken, local peppers, I think. And then that's a cucumber. I think that's a straight 8 cucumber there. I have lavender in here, but so far it's just growing mold. I probably will sprinkle some cinnamon or something in there. And this is my one little lonely okra. I put some more seeds down in there. And hopefully some more of those okra germinate. This, I had a bunch of just like tomato seeds from tomatoes I grew last year that I threw in one pot. So whatever germinates, like I said, I'm going to give away. Thanks for watching, guys.